I'm one of the last residents at the Barak Beacon housing estate.
Save Barak Beacon!
Raise pretty good kids at Barak Beacon.
Public housing means that everyone has a home, no one's on the street.
And I'm not moving because this is my home. "12 days before Christmas 2021, a team of people and security guards went around the estate knocking on the doors. I was too slow to get to the door, but a letter was shoved in my letterbox and it said, "You will be relocated, we're redeveloping, not for some time." And then in the next paragraph it said, "Starting in early January." So that was 3 weeks away. One person went out of her house and there were all the other residents kind of wandering around like a bomb had been dropped. I immediately went to the internet and there was nothing on their website about the redevelopment, so they'd kept it as a big secret and then sprung it on people. It just had a very drastic effect on me, just constantly panicking. Everybody who lives in public housing has gone through some kind of housing stress, whether it's being homeless or just living in really unsatisfactory conditions. So it's really frightening to think that that could be happening to you again. This is our typical family photo. Matt was going into adolescence before we had a home. Matt actually 3D scanned the whole house so he could have a record of it. Matt was 12 years old when we moved in here and we'd been through all these different awful housing situations, so it was just such a relief to get here. I've lived here for 25 years. In Garden City and even Barak Beacon terms, that makes me a newbie. We had a lot of people on the estate who had lived here since it was built 40 years. It was the first house we had that we didn't have to move out of. You become so familiar with everything. I've spent close to a decade mostly housebound. Just the people who live immediately around me become your whole world. In early January, they were already pressuring people to sign transfer papers. There was talk of resistance. I can't really quite remember how it snowballed.
Save Barak Beacon! Save Barak Beacon!
I'm here to support Margaret and everyone here who's been thrown out by the government.
Homes for the homeless!
If we didn't have public housing, there'd be more people homeless.
We need more public housing communities to be able to support everyone who needs a safe and secure place to call home.
I think it's really important at this point for people to work together because we have this massive threat to public housing. I'm really, really good at staying put, so I'm not going to move out, even if I am the only one. Barak Beacon, it stands for people who care and my home.